Hello everyone, my name is Joshua. This is the 73rd video on my video journal series. Today's date is Wednesday, the 22nd of April, 2026. How's everyone been? I've been pretty good, thank you. And something that's been on my mind today is the video game OpenTTD. Now, if you don't know what it is a computer game which was released in, I believe, around 2003. And it is basically like an open source version of Microsoft. I forgot what it was called. It was like Transport Tycoon or something like that. And it is basically a game where you build transport networks, trains, ferries, buses, trams, even, and you basically earn money as like a transport company. It's available for free on Steam, and obviously I'm not paid or endorsed by the creators of OpenTTD because it's an open source game and it's for free. But yeah, I just love playing this game, and it has like this cute sort of pixel art aesthetic to it. It looks old, but it's like that certain type of oldness, old but gold. It's pixel art charm, I think it makes it somewhat timeless. But I love playing that game. I've been playing it for a couple of years now. I'm just mucking around in my auto-generated worlds and building train lines from this town to another, or building a bus or freight route. Yeah, I just love OpenTTD, and even like city building and transport sort of games like City Skylines. Um, Mini Metro, I'm pretty sure is one. Um, all those like sorts of games that you find off Steam, and I really love those type of games because it appeals towards my interests, my creativity and all that. Yeah, and those games can be quite addicting, like OpenTTD. It is addicting for me, so um, and same with like City Skylines as well. They're just really addicting games to me, but I love playing them, and they have like endless replay value. More focus on OpenTTD. Yeah, it's quite old, but it still has like a live, I guess, a live fan base. You can play online. You can verse other people and grow your transport company. Because I'm pretty sure it does like a multiplayer mode, and it does like have a mode where you can join other people's servers and all that, and create like multiple companies and earn the most amount of money you can. And it takes a little while to get used to OpenTTD. You gotta learn how to like build the stations, infrastructure, actually command the trains to go to the stations and pick up and drop off passengers. But once you learn the basics of the game, it becomes very addicting. Um, and I really just love those like transport and urban planning sort of games. City Skylines is another one. I know I want to keep this video on like OpenTTD, but City Skylines, basically sort of like SimCity, modern day SimCity, but it's like way more enhanced. You get to actually have greater control over transport, zoning, um, roads. You can develop highways, and it's a lot more robust. City Skylines and SimCity. SimCity 3000, has its charm, but City Skylines is just, my go-to if I want to build a city. And, it's also available on Steam and most modern platforms. But I usually play the PC version, and um, it's great, but it's all good in the hood until my city reaches 60,000 people and my traffic just starts like dipping, you know, because I'm not very good at handling traffic in my city. But no, it's a very fun game, City Skylines, and it gives you a lot of creativity. The new City Skylines 2, I haven't played it. I heard there's a lot of like controversy, and not a whole lot of people like that game. And to be fair, I think the first one like already has such a large fan base. It still receives DLC, mods, and all that. So making a second City Skylines game was a little bit, I don't know, a little bit unnecessary in some ways. I mean, I was definitely looking forward to it, but I might just stick with the first one because the first one already has like all these mods, community creations, um, all this support behind it. And I know the second one has like better looking graphics, more robust features, which I like, but I think they should have maybe implemented those changes as like DLC or perhaps like a patch to the existing game. I mean, I know the second one's like a huge improvement in a lot of areas, but I feel like from what I've seen, it just I don't know if it has like that same momentum as the first game when it comes to, I guess, community support. And you know, I guess the first City Skylines game is like pretty good by itself. City Skylines 2, I like some of its features, but um, I don't know. I haven't really played it. Maybe I will prefer the original game, but it is still quite expensive off Steam, so I might wait for it to go on sale. Um, but you never know. Maybe I'll stick with the original one because I know that one. I guess back to front. Like I played that game so many times, the original, that I'm pretty much like a pro at growing my city at a certain rate, and then so like just abandoning it because like I can't handle traffic and sewage and all those mounting problems within my city. But yeah, OpenTTD, it's not really about urban development. It's more about transport. Though you get to watch your cities and towns grow, and obviously you get to build more transport infrastructure to facilitate those growing populations. And you can also build freight lines. You could build like freight lines for coal, for timber, for all these industries, and you get to like customize the maps heavily. In OpenTTD, City Skylines has like preset maps, but I'm pretty sure you can make your own. Um, hmm. And sorry, I'm just trying to think of, I guess, more features. Um, yeah, OpenTTD, I think like in terms of which is the better game, I can't really like say OpenTTD is better than City Skylines because they're pretty much like two separate games. But I feel like I alternate between them. Like some days I feel like I want to develop my city in City Skylines. Other days I'm like, I want to build a new train line in OpenTTD. I'll just alternate between the two. And I just really love those games. And maybe I should play a lot more, I guess, SimCity. I've been thinking about maybe getting like SimCity, one of the old ones like SimCity 3000 or 2000. Um, yeah. Hmm. And sorry, I'm just taking long pauses here because I'm really, I guess, unprepared with these sort of videos. Um, I guess you know I find city building games very cool. Um, hmm. um, I guess you know these games I've been playing for plenty of years now, and they still receive, I guess, updates, support, DLC, and all that. Um, and they have like quite large communities, and I just like that sort of community interaction. Just seeing other people's city designs, seeing YouTubers play those games, and mm, I guess that's pretty much it. That's all I've really had to say about City Skylines and OpenTTD. Yet again, fantastic games. You should both check them out. Um, Maybe recommend me any more like city building games if you guys have any like recommendations on um, good like city building games or transport planning, or you know games like Mini Metro and Transport Fever 2. I love to hear your guys' suggestions. And I have actually haven't played Mini Transport Fever 2. Um, I've seen other people play. I'm pretty sure that's its title, but I'll love to check those games out. And yeah, I guess to end off this video, OpenTTD, which is a game that's been around for a while. It's an open source game. I just love it. It's pixel art graphics. It's highly customizable map features. Um, the fact that it can run on practically nearly any like device. Instead of running Doom, we should have devices that run OpenTTD. You can have like a very old laptop and they'll still run. Because it's a very, I guess, light game, but it has like a lot of features. And yeah, it can easily get addicting though. So I always like recommend, um, you know, I guess setting a limit before you play, like just set like, all right, I want to play this game for like half an hour, then I'm gonna shut it off because it really gets addicting after a while. And yeah, I guess OpenTTD, it's a timeless game. Um, hmm. And I guess it's one of my favorite games. You know, I believe it is a very, very, I guess, underrated sort of game because I hear some people talk about it, but not as much as I guess, um, you know, not as much as I would expect. You know, it definitely deserves more praise. And yeah, that's what I have to say. I think the OpenTTD and City Skylines and all those city and transport building games, I really love them. They're some of my favorite video game genres. Um, and I always like to play them on PC because I'm very used to like working with a keyboard and mouse. You can get it on consoles as well. I know City Skylines. I'm not sure about OpenTTD, but you can get City Skylines on console. But I haven't tried it out on console, so I wouldn't know what it's like. But PC ones will always be like superior in my opinion because of all the mods, features, and all of that, which I don't think will be available um, on the console ones unless I'm mistaken. But anyway, that's all I really had to say, and I can't believe, wow, 73 videos. I guess, yeah, before I end, like properly end, um, man, it's Wednesday right now, so tomorrow's Thursday, the day after that's Friday. Yeah, well, I can't believe we're nearly at the end of the weekday. Um, you know, because tomorrow's Thursday. Thursdays usually go by pretty fast, and Fridays are pretty much the last day. Everyone loves Fridays. But yeah, I guess you know, for me, because right now I'm going through a lot of work to do, a lot of essay writing, a lot of stuff to do, a lot of homework. It's been all come along very well, and day by day I'll get through what I need to do, the work that I need to do, and I guess to leave you off with a final message. That's not going to be related to OpenTTD or whatever. It's just I thought I'll leave you with it. Is that um, you know I believe in not only just hard work, but I guess hard work. But I guess I believe in honest work. Whenever you're doing an assignment or essay or field work or whatever you're doing in like school or life or whatever, I believe in honesty. Always report on the facts. If you don't know something, you look it up, do research, cite where you got all your sources from, where you got all your information from. And I think that's just my wise little tip of the day to strive for accuracy and honesty within your work. Even if it can just be physical work, you always want to be honest. You always want it to be the best quality product you can make. And you might be wondering, well, why are you saying this at the end of the video? Well, because I thought, a lot of people watch my videos, hear me ramble about things. So I thought, why not just leave you, the audience, with, I guess, a quote of wisdom at the end of my videos. Maybe that'll become a recurring thing, at the end of all my videos as a reward for staying all the way to the back. I'll give you a little, I guess, tip or little piece of wisdom or just something that I find interesting in addition to the thing I've discussed. I discussed OpenTTD, and now I'm just going to discuss, I guess, fair and honest work. That's my little, I guess, tidbit of the day. Fair and honest work is what I strive to do, and I believe all of you should strive to do as well. And if you do fair and honest work, we'll continue it and keep on building upon it. But anyway, that's all I have to say, and catch you all later. Bye. See you next time. Take care.